And all right, we are live, everyone. Please refresh the page again. We are live. Please refresh the page. And I just have one quick request. Again, we're live. Refresh the page. I just have one quick request, which is that could you let me know in the chat when you can see me and hear me? Again, that's my only request. Just let me know in the chat when you can see me and hear me. Now, I actually ask this because I had a really bad experience once upon a time. It was one of my first ever webinars, and I thought that everything was going really well, and then I went back into the chat after a minute, and everyone was saying, like, your microphone is broken, you're sharing the wrong screen, all this stuff, but I'm looking in the chat now. It looks like everyone can see and hear me, which is awesome. Answers are pouring in, but what I would love for you to do, some of you were doing this already, is now that I know you can see and hear me, could you let me know in the chat where in the world you are joining me from? So again, no matter where in the world you are, I'd love to know where you are joining us from. So let me know in the chat. This is one of my favorite parts about doing these webinars, is that we get people here from 4 continents, 5 continents, 6 continents, people from all over the world. And people in here are already tuning in from Paris, bienvenue, Australia, where it must be 5 in the morning, Chattanooga, Canada, Florida, the Bronx, Nairobi, Kenya, Australia, Edinburgh, Scotland, Port Moody, BC, Canada, Massachusetts, Denver, Columbus, North Carolina, New York, USA, New Jersey, Brooklyn, Northwest, Pensacola, California, Ohio, UK, Missouri, Los Angeles, Germany, Willkommen, Shetland Islands, Vernon, BC, Chicago, Medellin, thank you, bienvenidos, Pittsburgh, Harborough, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Orlando, Florida, Little Rock, Arkansas. All right, so people from around the world, it keeps on pouring in, Slovakia, Iowa, Morocco. Oh wow, so people here from, I think I've seen 4 or 5 different continents so far, and I just wanted to thank you for joining us here. I'm coming to you live from New York City. This is where Teachable HQ is. That's our customer support team in the background working hard. So I just wanted to welcome everyone. And also, the reason I like doing this is because, it gives a few last minutes for those stragglers to come in, but it is 2:02 p.m. here in New York City, so I think we're ready to get started. So I'm just going to quickly share my screen with everyone. And now that I've done that, I'm just going to quickly launch my PowerPoint. So, all right, hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for this online workshop with Teachable. Now, the full name of this workshop is How to Create Your Own Online School and Online Courses This Week Using Teachable. But we like to call this the Quick Start webinar, because this is the place to learn how to get your school started quickly. So we're going to take that learning curve and we're going to bend that a bit for you. We're going to take, this whole process, we're going to show you just how easy it can be. Okay, now I hope you're excited, because I know that I am. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Now, first of all, you're here with us today for a reason, right? You're probably here because you're interested in online courses or memberships and what you can do with them, but you should be asking some other important questions here, like who is this webinar built for? Who is going to get the most out of this webinar? Who did we design this for? Well, first and foremost, if you love standing in conference rooms, pointing at this big whiteboard like you're in a stock photo, you're going to love this. But seriously, folks, if you've maybe heard of online courses and you think that they might be a great way to monetize knowledge or expertise, or if you want to build your audience or build your brand online, then this training is going to be perfect for you. And just so you know, I'm live. Tony in the chat just said he needs to go to the bathroom. Tony, that's okay. You don't need a hall pass. It's fine. Now, next, if you're somebody who already has a business, whether that's online or offline, and you're looking for a way to expand this business with online training, then this webinar is going to be completely perfect for you. Now, online courses are a fantastic way to scale your business, to improve your engagement with your audience, or add a new revenue stream. And I'll walk you through exactly how you can do this. And finally, if you're already an expert, if you already have an online course somewhere and you're just looking for a platform that will help you make more money, work more efficiently and provide a better experience for your students, then this webinar will be perfect for you. Now, before I go any further, to everyone watching this, there's a very important tech tip. If you're seeing anything be blurry or hard to read or out of focus, very easy fix. Just mouse over the video, click the gear in the bottom right, and then change the quality to 720 or 1080p HD. So again, if you're seeing anything be blurry or out of focus or hard to see, mouse over the video, click that gear icon on the bottom right, and then change the resolution to 720 or 1080p. You should be crystal clear. Now, at this point, I'd actually like to make two promises to everyone watching this webinar today. Now, the first of these promises is that in the next 60 minutes, you are going to learn exactly how you can create and sell your own online courses with Teachable. Now, that doesn't sound like that much time, but you haven't seen just how easy Teachable is. This process is going to go more quickly than you can imagine. Now, the second promise that I'm going to make is that this webinar will be completely upfront and transparent. There's no tricks or gimmicks, and I'm not going to surprise you with a sales pitch. Now, because I respect your time and your attention, I'll tell you right now that at the end of the webinar, there will be an opportunity to sign up, but it's not mandatory, and all the info is free. Now, I want to tell you this in advance so that you don't feel like I'm surprising you at the end. Like I mentioned, there will be a special offer at the end, but we'll get to more on that later. For now, if you're anything like me, when you come to a webinar like this, you want to know exactly what you're getting into. You want to know what the game plan is, what's on the syllabus, as the teacher would say. So first and foremost, we're going to have a live demo showing you exactly how you can create your own online courses. Then we're going to talk about something very important, how Teachable isn't just the easiest way to build your online courses, it's the easiest way to start making money from them. It takes about 10 seconds to set up payments on Teachable. No mess, no fuss, no sending us canceled checks. It just works, and I'll show you how. Now, after that, we're going to talk about how you can get this all started today. Now, the big word in that sentence is today, because, after all, creating an online course sounds like a big project, right? It sounds like something that you should put off till later. It sounds like something that, you'll get around to soon, right? I'm looking at you. But with Teachable, I'm going to show you how you can actually get this all started today. Now, and finally, we're going to go over some real-life case studies of regular people and small businesses who have used Teachable to generate thousands of dollars in monthly course sales from their first online courses, even if they didn't have a massive audience. Now, I'm serious when I say regular people. These were folks who wrote blogs, they had YouTube channels, they put out ebooks, and they found that Teachable was the platform to unlock their success. Now, just a heads up, you're really going to want to take some notes. Now, I know it's 2018 and we're surrounded by gadgets and gizmos, but it's been scientifically proven that writing something down by hand is the best way to remember it. So I think I said 2018 there. I know it's 2019. Sorry about that. So look around you, grab a pen and paper, and jot down some notes. You will not regret it. So Lawrence asks in the chat, is this really live? If you are a robot, could you just let Lawrence know in the chat? Thanks, guys. But before I go any further, I actually have a quick poll for everyone in the audience. Just let me know the answer to this question. Who here has created an online course using Teachable? Now, if you have, give me a yes. If you haven't, give me a no. If you feel like saying maybe, well, you can say that too. This helps me tailor the webinar to you, because if I see more no's, I'll spend more time on the basics. If I see more yeses, I'll spend more time on the advanced stuff. So let me know in the chat. First of all, Doug says robot chiming in. Sarah says robot. But I'm looking at the answers, and we're seeing a good mix here. So it looks like mostly no's, but we do have a few people who are a bit more experienced. People like Zainab, who says yes. Doug says yes. Rich says yes. So it's mostly no's. California says that they've started working on it. So it's definitely mostly no's, like more people who are getting started. But there's definitely a good amount of experts here. So what I'll do with this is towards the beginning of the webinar, like the demo, I'll stick to the basics, but later on, especially during the Q&A, I'll be able to go over those advanced tips and tricks.
And now, what you've all been waiting for. It's time to meet your
presenter. Hey everyone, I'm Cameron. So I work at sales at Teachable, but I actually got started on our customer support team, which means I've helped everyone from individual businesses to large companies get started teaching online. And on the right, we have my incredible co-presenter, Katie, who is out of the office on a well-deserved vacation. So I'm going to be handling this alone today. But, not only, Teachable isn't just us. Teachable is millions of students. It's tens of thousands of instructors who have used Teachable to share their knowledge. And it's the $150+ million earned by those instructors who have launched on Teachable. And the cool thing is it's not just the big names on Teachable. Like it's not just the big names being successful. You know, people like Pat Flynn or Seth Godin, you might know these guys because they're New York Times best-selling authors. Speaking of the New York Times, their online school, that's on Teachable as well. But like I said, the most exciting part of this is that the people getting the best results aren't just, you know, the large big businesses, the big names. It's regular people teaching things like card magic, mushroom expertise, personal branding, becoming a better tour guide, watercolor painting, blacksmithing, profitable podcasting. Or this guy, I love him. His name is Alan Perlman, and he attended one of these webinars. Then a few weeks later, he launched his course on how to get certified as a drone pilot. Now, my favorite part of this story, he has since scaled his online course business to multiple six figures and left his day job. So if you're looking for a platform that can help you achieve those results, you're in the right place. But as you're seeing, people are teaching lots of things on Teachable. So I have another question for everyone in the chat today. Let me know, what ideas do you have for course topics? I want to know this in the chat. So let me know what you're going to be teaching or what you're thinking about teaching. Now, when I first started at Teachable, I thought that the only thing people taught online was computer science. But since starting at Teachable, I found that people are teaching everything from A to Z. Literally, from astrology to zoology, whatever we want to teach, everything is teachable. And looking in the chat, and wow, there's a lot of answers pouring in already. This is a very big audience today. Everything from how to write and publish a book, drums, languages, Fair Isle knits, design, learning a new instrument, mindfulness, urban design, self-improvement, health and wellness, college exam prep, personal development, sex and sexuality, the 3S program, building wealth mindset, planning, goal setting and productivity, comics, ESL, management, consulting, saxophone, job prep and readiness, concrete construction, gung fu, business transformation, marketing, building your faith and your foundation, leadership, it's a secret, says California, conversation design for chatbots and voice assistants, architectural basics, intuitive leadership. I want to take all of these courses. I feel like I would know so much more at the end of them than at the beginning. But as you're saying, thank you so much to everyone who has, you know, contributed these. These are some awesome topics, and I love that this is what you're going to be teaching online. But now that you've shared your topics, I want to see a little bit of excitement. So what I want to do, I want you to let me know in the chat, who here wants to see what your school could look like? I'm going to go over those case studies I mentioned earlier. So let me know in the chat. And I love enthusiasm here because it shows me that people here are from all around the world and they're excited to learn something new. So in the chat, give me a yes, yeah, si, oui, da, hi, or yes. You know, I love enthusiasm because it shows me that people have gathered here from around the world ready and excited to learn. And answers are already coming in from Adam, Doug, Marilyn, Rope, Ellie, Sam, Richard, Quinn, Carla, Domiano, Bruce, another Bruce, Lynn, Alan, Anna, Philippe, Janet, Joanna, Sam, Wendy. Okay, so I'm a little running out of breath trying to get everyone's names here, but guys, thank you so much. Now, let's go ahead, let's dive in, and let's get started with some examples. Now, the first example I'd like to show you is a course called The Foundations of Card Magic. And two things I want you to pay attention to here. First, this topic is amazing. Card magic, I thought you had to be some weird nerd who became like a magician's apprentice to learn this, but apparently there were a lot of people who wanted to learn this. So when they raised money to build their course, they raised $66,500. That's how much money they raised to teach card magic online. So if you think that your topic is a little bit small, a little bit niche, that's how much money card magic did. So it really, no topic is too niche. Now, the second thing I want to show you is the beautiful sales page or landing page. You know, this is the page that you build on Teachable. People come to this page and then they decide to sign up for your course. So it starts at the top with this beautiful header image, you know, the foundations of card magic. You read a bit about it, and there's a button to buy it right there. But then it continues down below. You know, we have our full rich description filled with images and text. We've got our instructor bio so that we can establish our authenticity. We have our full lesson plan or curriculum so that your users know exactly what they're getting into. And then it finishes down at the bottom with FAQs for user concerns, testimonials for social proof, then finally that call to action, like get started now for $52. Now, next, I want to show you Charlie's course. So Charlie Hohen, he's a career consultant. So his course is all about, transition into doing work that you love, okay? So finding a better job. And two things, again, I want you to pay attention to. Like, first is, this is a great topic. He's really focusing on the things that people care about here, not just like, get a better job, but transition into doing work you love. It's the same thing, but phrased much better. But what I really want you to pay attention to here is down at the bottom of this page, the multiple pricing options. So most people, when they sign up for this course, they're going to go for the $200 option where they get the course and the community. But a lot of his users, up to maybe 40% of them, they're going to buy the version that costs $800 more. That's 5 times as much. And they do this because they have some one-on-one time with Charlie. So you should 100% be doing this, having a VIP version, a basic version, a super VIP version. If you want to have multiple price points or levels of your course, that can really boost your income, and that's easily possible with Teachable. Now, next, I want to show you Dave Cross. And I want to show you Dave because Dave is building a membership site on Teachable. Now, a membership site is right for you if you like the idea of people paying you a monthly or annual subscription to get access to course content, ongoing coaching or office hours, bonuses, downloads. If you want people to have like an ongoing relationship with you, a membership can be great. So Dave has been teaching Photoshop for 25 years, or 28 years rather. Wow, that's older than me, which really dates it. And the cool thing is that he has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pieces of content on his site, like all of these little pieces of content, mini courses, office hours, recordings. So all of those are included, $4,500 of that. And his students, they get it all for $19 a month, or $189 a year. And in the chat, Freddie says, I know Dave, he's great. That's awesome, Freddie. Small world out there. I hope he's loving Teachable, so hope you do too. So next I want to show you Stack Skills, okay? So Stack Skills is a great example of a course marketplace on Teachable. Now, what does that mean? That means that your courses, it doesn't have to be just your courses on your site. You can have other people's courses too. So when I look at all of Stack Skills courses, I can see that they've got courses from Tanner Pontius, Sanjay Dadik, Kevin Lewender, and the cool thing is Teachable handles all of the back office work for this kind of thing, okay? I'm serious about this. This is why I'm showing myself. I'm excited about it. Now, the reason this is so cool, so when Tanner, for instance, when Tanner sells his $25 course on Stack Skills, we automatically take half of that and send it to the school, and we take half of that and send it to the author. We take care of all the tax stuff. It's really easy. It's built right into Teachable. So next I want to show you Sewema. So Sewema is an example of a Teachable school that is entirely in another language. In this case, entièrement en français. So no matter what language you want to teach in on Teachable, your students can learn in that language, because not only can the course material itself be made into whatever language you want, but the interface. So for instance, instead of clicking, sign up here or log in, I click on connexion. Instead of putting in my email, I put in my adresse électronique. Instead of my password, my mot de passe. And I can even, go through and I can read, the terms of use and all the conditions, which is completely in the language that you want. So no matter what language you want to teach in, your students, they'll be able to pay in that language. Steve's misunderstanding. So Steve, I'm talking about we will automatically split up the payment between the author on Stack Skills and Stack Skills itself. So that's not Teachable's commission. So just to make sure you're understanding. All right, now the next one I want to show you is HealBright. So HealBright is an amazing example of the advanced stuff you can do with Teachable. So Teachable looks and works great out of the box, but if you want to take things to the next level, you can do what they've done, which is use our built-in code editor to take your site to the next level. So HealBright, they've added these beautiful video backdrops. They've even built custom pages. We've even built custom pages so that they can better sell these courses to businesses who are buying them. So again, Teachable looks and works great out of the box, but if you want to see, some really advanced stuff, Teachable gives you the flexibility to do that. So now that we've had a chance to do this together, now that we've had a chance to do this all together, let's go ahead and let's build a course together. let's build a course together. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to create my online site. So I'm just going to put in my email here, Cameron Quickstart. And today is, what is today? Wow, I'm losing track of time. It's 22119, 22119 at teachable.com. And I click the big orange Get Started button. Now I'm just going to put in my name, Cameron Mattis, but I'm a good millennial, so you can find me on Instagram at Cameron Mattis, okay? So then I put in my email address, it's already there, and I just need to put in a password, super secret. I can't tell you guys what that is, unfortunately, and I'm going to agree to our terms of use and privacy policy, okay? Now, once you do that, all you need to do is name your school. So your school is your course website, okay? So I'm gonna just call this Teachable Quickstart. You can change the name of your course website at any time. Again, we just call that a school. But I'm just gonna call this something boring for now, called Teachable Quickstart, because again, I can change this at any time. So I click Create, rather, and our school is being created for us. So now all I have to do is just, select my location here, and my school has been created. And all I have to go through is go through and set up the content. So our website is built for us now. So we just have to go through and follow the steps, which is sign up for a webinar. And hey, check that off your list. You've already done that. To creating a course, customizing the look and feel, and setting up our domain name. So let's actually hop in here. Let's follow these to an order. So I'm gonna start by creating a course. Now, before I go on here, important question for everyone watching. What should we be teaching today? Now, give me something funny. Give me an amusing idea. Like, people have taught how to train your dragon, underwater basket weaving. So give me something funny here that we should be teaching. And Steve, just to be clear, what I was talking about there is if you, the school owner, you can set it up so that other people can contribute to your courses, and you can set up a revenue share so that you would get a percentage and the person contributing the course would be a percentage. I'm not talking about Teachable getting a cut there. I'm talking about you and someone who contributes to your site, okay? So I'm looking for some funny ideas here. So Maud says, how to make candy, how to laugh. Kathy says, how to waste time at work and still get paid. Kathy, I have never done that. I can't believe you'd suggest that. Ingrid says, potty training toddlers, how to find your next girlfriend, speaking to a camera, boiling. Carla, I'm sorry, the camera's like right above the screen. It's hard for me to speak into it. How to operate a door, how to do a fire cup massage. So, you know what, I think that I kind of like, who was this? This one is pretty good. I kind of like this one. James's How to Operate a Door course. I've always have trouble. In fact, that door back there, I actually walked into it a couple of weeks ago, like smashed a glass. It was crazy. So I really need this course. So congratulations, James. You are our lucky winner. And you win nothing. So sorry about that, but I will name this course after you. So this is going to be James's guide to opening and closing doors. Okay. Now, who is this course by? Well, it's actually by me. So I'm going to put my own name here. So my name is Cameron Mattis. Headline is Expert Door Opener. And I need a picture of myself here, but I actually don't have one on this computer. However, I do have a picture, I think, of my handsome coworker, Katie. There she is. I'm just going to drag in Katie. She's standing on a boat somewhere. There she is, looking great. So I'm just going to paste in a little bit of a biography, all about me, why I'm spending so much time on this webinar, showing you demos of opening doors instead of opening doors myself. Well, it's a really boring story, actually, so I don't want to tell you all the story, so I'll just copy and paste in some demo text just to save us some time. Now, the course subtitle, I'm going to put this in a little bit. So I'm going to say the only guide you'll need, or actually, this course will really open doors for you and your friends. Fantastic. So I click Create Course, and now my course has been created. And it's just time for me to start adding content into it. Quick start. So my course has been created, and I'm just waiting to put some content into it. And so I should talk for a second about the terminology that we use for content. So the terminology that we use for content is we use sections and lectures, okay? So sections and lectures. And you can think of this like a book. So a book has, chapters. A book has chapters and pages. I'm sorry, my Wi-Fi is being super slow today, so it's taking a little bit here. So a book has chapters and pages. In the same way, a course has sections and lectures. So just as an example, your course might have 20 total lectures. Lectures are like the pages of a book, but those might be divided up into a couple of different sections. So you might have an intro section, an ending section, a beginning section. So that's the terminology that we use for courses. I just didn't want that to be kind of like confusing. Some people have asked about that in the past. Good. All right, I just refreshed the page, and I'm going to put this through again. Paste in my very cool bio. Picture of Katie, fantastic. And there we go. Wait, I'm not sharing my screen, so I need to do that again. All right, there we go. So we have our course created. Now, again, we have our terminology here. We have our section. So I'm going to create a lecture within this to start actually adding some content. So I'm going to first call this, lecture 1, doors are fun. Fantastic. Now, people ask me all the time, what kind of content should I have in my course? And I would recommend having at least some video content, as well as some, documents or text for people who want to read a little bit more and learn a little bit more kind of as they go through this, okay? So I have a lecture created here, so I'm going to start by adding some video into it. Now, the good news is we provide free, unlimited content hosting, storage, and streaming for all of our plans. So you can add as many files as you want, as long as they're 2 gigabytes or smaller each, okay? And Clarissa, sections are like chapters. Lectures go into sections. They're like pages. So we have our video. We uploaded a video to the course, and it's already showing up there. So now I want to add some text, okay? So I'm just going to click Add Text, and I'm going to paste in some text from my computer. Now, back in the day, if you wanted to edit text on the internet, you would have to use code or HTML, but with Teachable, you can just click. So if I want to make something bold, I click it and I make it bold. If I want to make something italic, I click it and I make it italic. If I want to link something to Google, I just click the link and insert a link to google.com, and I'm all set there. So I hit save, and there we go. I've added video, and now I've added text as well. So let me add one more thing onto this lecture. I'm going to add a PDF. So I'm going to go to my computer, and I'm going to add, I've got a PDF file over here that I'm going to upload. So there we go. So I've added video, I've added text, and I've added PDF as well. So this is looking good for me. I don't want to add more content. I don't want people to get overwhelmed here. So I'm just going to publish this, and I'm going to move on, okay? So now that I've added a good amount of content on this page, I've added video, I've added text, I've added PDF. Now I want to add a little bit more content. Like, how about a discussion and a quiz? So on my next lecture, I'm going to add a discussion and a quiz, okay? So I'm going to hop back here, make a new lecture, and I'm going to call this lecture 2, I don't know, doors and you. Very original here. So like I said, I want to have a discussion and a quiz. So let me start off with a discussion. Now, back in the day, if you wanted to enable like comments and discussion and community within an online course, you would have to use a third-party platform, or you would have to embed some comment system. You'd have to link all this stuff together. Let me show you how hard it is to turn on comments on any pages in Teachable. That's it. Literally one click, and you've enabled comments on this page. Now you can do this on any page, you can do this on every page, you can do this only on some. We give you the flexibility to have your contents as you like it, okay? So after I added comments, now I want to add my quiz. So I'm just gonna make a very quick, simple quiz, and I'm just gonna do, who is presenting? The correct answer is Cam, incorrect answer is my friend Dave. I'm gonna add another question, like which of these is a dinosaur? The correct answer is T-Rex, and the incorrect answer is yellow. And finally, I'll add which of these is teachable? The correct answer is everything, and the incorrect answer is nothing. So everything is teachable. Now, the cool thing is In my course, when I'm setting this up, I can set up, super important compliance. So I can make it so that, students, they have to actually get a certain grade on that quiz. Like they have to get, let me say, 60% of that quiz in order to move forward, and I'll give them 3 attempts to retake it. I can also even make them watch all the videos in a course before they keep on going, but just by clicking that button. So we just actually added this feature. It's new, it's exciting, it's awesome. So I've set that up, and now they'll have to take this quiz and get 60% in order to move forward, okay? So I'm going to publish this lecture, and I'm going to move forward. So I've actually added a good amount of content already. If we look at this, I've added 2 lectures with already a few different types of content. But what if this isn't fast enough for me? What if I already have some content ready on my computer and I want to upload this all at once, okay? So let me show you my favorite feature on Teachable. It's called the bulk upload feature. Let me show you exactly how it works. So I've made a new section here called second section. I'm just going to click bulk upload. And then from my computer, I'm going to drag in some video files. And when I hit upload, the system will analyze them, import them, process them, and then we'll create a brand new lecture for every single file I just uploaded. So in about 10 seconds, I was just able to add a fantastic lecture, an okay lecture, the best lecture ever, an incredible lecture, a super duper lecture, my personal favorite lecture. And I was able to add that all within 10 seconds. Now, the cool thing is, just how inside the course you can drag and you can drop and you can rearrange all the content that you've added, you can do that with the lectures as well. So I can just take an incredible lecture and I can drag this up to the top. Or I can take lecture 2 and I can move this down here. So we let you arrange your content exactly as you would like. I'm just going to publish that, make sure that everybody can see it, and fantastic. So now I want to set up something really fun. I want to set up a certificate. So when my users finish my course, I want to give them a certificate. So I'm just going to click Create New Certificate. I'm going to use one of our built-in templates. You can create your own, but I'm going to use a built-in. They look professional, they're clean, they're simple, and they're nice. So I'm going to use this template. I'm going to add a logo, and I think I've got a logo file on my computer that I can use. So I'll just drag in this logo. So I've got all my text in here. I can upload my signature. I don't have my signature on this computer, so instead I'll use the same picture of Katie's face. So I'm just going to upload this picture of Katie. And I think our text is okay, that is. So I'm going to finish this and activate it. And now students who finish this course, they are automatically going to get this cool course certificate. So when someone finishes the course, they're automatically going to get a certificate, which they can download as a PNG or a PDF. Okay, it's really exciting. So there we go. I've added a certificate. I've set up my course. I'm pretty much ready to get started. So now I'm going to go to my funnest part, which is adding a price. Now, people ask me all the time, like, Cameron, how do I price my course on Teachable? Like, Cameron, what is the magic number? Like, how do I price my course? Should it be $197? Should it be $193? Should it be $195? As if, like, there's a magic number that's going to guarantee that they're going to be a millionaire. But listen, here's a newsflash. There's no magic number. But there are 2 things you can do to boost your sales by up to 50%. And here's what they are. Number 1, give your users VIP versions or ways for them to pay you more. And number 2 is give your users ways to pay you over time or alternate ways of paying you, like a payment plan. So number 1, give your users ways to pay you more. And 2, give your users more ways to pay you. It's very simple, but let me show you exactly what I mean by this. So I'm setting the price already for my courses. So I'm going to make my first price. I'm going to give it a one-time purchase. This can be in any currency, not just US dollars. So I'm going to do $299 just for this example. So I click Add Pricing. And by the way, you can go and buy this course right now. I'm not messing around. All you have to do is add a price and someone can go buy it. We wanted to make this as easy as possible. So I've added a price and you can go and buy this right now. But here's where the fun comes in, okay? I'm going to change the name of this price to be the basic edition, and I'm going to say that it includes only the course. And I'm going to show you why in just a second. Now, remember that first rule? Give your users ways to pay you more. I'm turning the camera on for a reason. Give your users ways to pay you more. Let me show you how you do that in Teachable. I'm going to make a new price. And this is going to be $899. And I'm going to call this the VIP edition. And I'm going to say that this includes the course plus some one-on-one private training. So what I do now is when someone buys the $899 version, I just shoot them an email and say, hey, let's set up our private training. And for that little bit of work, you're getting paid $600 more for those people. So again, give your users ways to pay you more. Now the second pricing plan, the second option, give your users multiple ways to pay you. I'm going to set up a payment plan here. So instead of paying me $300 up front, I'm going to allow users to pay me 3 monthly payments of $119. So that adds up to 20% more, but if they pay you over time, they should pay more. So I'm going to call this payment plan over time, and I'm going to say select this option to pay over time. So I click add pricing, and there we go. In about 5 minutes, I've added a basic edition, I've added a VIP edition, and I've added a payment plan, and these are all ready to go right now. You can go buy this course on any of these payment plans literally right now. So now that I've done this, I just have a few last minute things to customize. Like for instance, I want to add a thumbnail to my course. This is an image that will represent my course all around my site. And wherever you add an image on Teachable, we give you free stock videos and stock images for you to use. So I'm just going to go into our free stock images folder, and I'm going to use this picture of the carpentry studio because you make doors out of wood. It's very simple. So I've added this image. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to set up my sales page. So you remember those beautiful sales pages or landing pages we were looking at before, like the foundations of card magic, like this beautiful sales page? Well, this has basically been created for us on Teachable. So our sales page, as we add content to the course, it gets created for us. So we add automatically, we put in the header, we put in the course description, we put in the author bio, we add FAQs. So BMAC, yes, you can put in YouTube videos, but why do that when we can host them for you? And yes, we have a CRM built in to Jim. So in any case, our sales page is actually almost ready, even after just starting with the course. So it's just my job to, kind of add the extra stuff in here to make it look good. Like, so for instance, I'll add in a new image in the background. And you see how this, well, let me show you how we think of the little things. You see how this white text is a little bit hard to read here? Well, we have a built-in slider. When I drag this slider, the image gets darker and you can read the text easier. So it's really that simple. Now, the course description, I just want to write a quick description of the course. So instead, I'm just going to fill out some demo text to save everyone time. And you know what? I'll put an image right in the course description, to make it look nice, to break it up a little bit. And again, I'll stick with our built-in royalty-free stock images for you. So people like Nicole and Sanket have questions about SEO. Teachable is very SEO friendly, and the titles should update automatically. So I'm going to paste in a little bit more text just to make this look very more official. And our sales page is almost done. The only thing I want to do, just by the way, you can drag and drop and rearrange everything on here. It's really flexible. But the last thing I want to do, down at the bottom, I want to add a testimonial. So people really get convinced by testimonials. These are like social proof. This says that someone enjoyed this course or someone has worked with me and they've gotten benefit from here. So I want to write a testimonial. So the testimonial says, this is an excellent course, definitely worth checking out. And I'm going to say this is a testimonial from Encore Nagpal. Well, who is Encore Nagpal? Well, he's actually the CEO of Teachable. And I do have a picture of Encore on this computer. So I'm just going to take this picture of Encore from my computer and add that in over here. All right. So our course is looking good. We're pretty much all set on here. The one last thing that I'll show you is that just like you can customize the sales page or the checkout page, all this stuff, you can customize our checkout page and thank you page. So you don't need to pay for external cart or checkout software. Teachable has a beautiful, high converting checkout page built in, which you can edit to your heart's content. Same thing on the thank you page. When people buy, you can give people customizable one-click upsells. So when someone actually buys your course, you can say, hey, you just bought this $99 course. Well, wouldn't you also like to buy, my $200 version? And you can even give them an automatic discount. So this upsell functionality and the certificates and the compliance stuff, that's only in our pro plan. And I'll talk more about our plans later on. But in any case, so we have built our course here. So let me hop back to the dashboard, and I want to keep on going. I want to figure out what's going on. So I've created a course. Now let me customize the look and feel. So Teachable is dead simple to customize. So I'm adding a logo here just by going to my computer and putting in a logo file. That's it. I want to change the font for my site. So I click on a new font and hit save, and that's it. Or I want to change the colors. I can manually pick them, or I can use a color scheme that's built right in. It's that simple. I'm done. Now I can even, change like who's my homepage. So when someone comes to my site, what do I want them to see? Like, how about the sales page for my course? That seems easy. And there we go. I've changed that. So we've created a course. We've customized the look and feel. Now let's set up our domain name. So with Teachable, you can get a domain that looks like something.teachable.com, or you can use a custom domain like myacademy.com or courses.mywebsite.com. So Autumn says, is the course on my website or yours? Autumn, it can be on yours. You can use a custom domain. So I click confirm, and we are all set. We are ready to launch. So I've created a course, I've customized look and feel, I've set up my domain name. So now let's launch our school. We see a cool little rocket ship icon. Boom, we're done. Now let's see what we built together, thanks to your help. So let's go into our course, James's Door Guide. James, thank you again so much for the wonderful idea. So here's the sales page. Remember those beautiful sales pages we were looking at earlier? But we just built one ourselves. Now, welcome to James's Door Guide, everything you'll need to know about doors. We've got our Enroll in Course button, which continues with the rich description filled with images and text, instructor bio to establish your authenticity, class curriculum, FAQs, testimonials, and then that call to action to get started now. For the basic edition, the VIP edition, or the payment plan, okay? So you can go for any one of these, okay? So I've set this all up, and the important thing is this is going to look great on a mobile device as well. So I'm looking at this as if I'm on an iPhone right now, and on my iPhone, it's perfect. It's beautiful. Everything is automatically reformatted, and I don't have any ugly pop-ups being like, hey, download our app, don't use our mobile site, download the app, etc. So we make this easy for students on any device. Same thing for when they're in the course itself. So for instance, when I'm taking the course, I can hop right in and I can go through this interesting video about, this is interesting, doors are fun, lecture 1, and you can see the compliance settings. I can't move forward because I haven't finished watching the whole video yet. Again, we think of this stuff, it's really, really important for us to get this right for you guys. So I've read through this material, it's great, I can move on. And again, this will work beautifully no matter what device I'm on. So if I'm on a mobile device, this works perfectly as well. And Julian says, can you give samples of the courses before you launch it? Yes. If I just click the eyeball icon next to these lectures, then users can look at them for free before they actually buy the course. And Janet, Fedora is just the old name of Teachable. I used our old Fedora logo as a throwback when I was building the school. So guys, thank you so much for your time, for your attention. We actually just saw an amazing, and we just learned a lot about Teachable. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for sticking with us so far. And the one thing that I'll say right now is for everyone who is like convinced that, hey, this could be a really good fit for me. Like, this sounds great. I'm ready. You can join us right now by the button above this video. I'm just going to make this live so that I don't have to waste your time. You can join us right now on either of our plans, which are $99 a month and $39 a month. I'm going to explain the differences in just a sec. But if you're ready to get started, you can join us right now via the button above. And we're going to include a ton of bonuses as well. So let me talk about that for a second. So first of all, again, what I want you to do is pretty quickly just give yourself a little bit of a high five because you've done it, okay? You jumped across this yellow wall just like this lady did. Now, we're going to have our live Q&A in a second, but let's talk about you. So I'm kind of curious, what has been your biggest takeaway? Is it, I didn't know that I could actually teach a course online without signing up for something that would cost me thousands of dollars. I didn't know I could build a course in an hour. I didn't know it would be easy to add this feature, or I didn't know that that was available. So let me know in the chat, what is your biggest takeaway so far? And while I wait for that, I've had some fantastic questions in here, like Lawrence. Yes, Teachable lets you know when people sign up for courses. Sam, you own the copyright to your courses. It's not like Udemy where they own it. So Jose says you can include presentations with iSpring. Yes. New York says it's all about the future with the graded quizzes. Sanket says payment plans. Christina says it's extremely easy. Bosede says the ease of use. Kathy is also talking about the ease of use. Sarah asked about a blog. Yes, there is a blog integrated. Melia says that we add features that they don't move on until they completed everything. So we've got a good amount of takeaways here. But what I want your takeaway to be is, just like this guy who is jumping over this cliff for some reason, you can do this, okay? This is possible. This isn't some crazy years-long project. You can get this started within a couple of weeks. Now, we've covered so much today, so it's okay if you feel a little bit more like this. It's okay. No one's going to get mad at you. But again, at Teachable, we have all the data here to help you. You know, we've got tens of thousands of instructors, 10 million plus students who have made more than $200 million. And what we've found from all of our data here, is that there are really kind of two paths that you can take when you're creating your courses. Now, both of them will work, okay? And the first one, this is the really independent one. This is go on this journey yourself. Go on a journey of trial and error. Take the learnings from our webinar, read our blog, you know, take action on your own. You're on your own, and it'll take longer, but I know that it's doable. I know that you can do it. Now, the second path, this is the one that we wanted to offer to people who don't have the time, who don't have the flexibility, or they just want the best practices. Because with this path, you follow a proven plan from people who have done this before, and you get extra help from Teachable, from our community, and from our services. Now, this path is typically a lot faster and more likely to work because there's accountability, okay? So we wanted to offer this more hands-on path for the second ones who are interested, okay? And the reason we're doing this is we also wanted to include training. So I see people in the chat asking, hey, you know, should I just be building my course and then I only pay when I launch? The reason we're doing this is we include the tech and the tools. It's Teachable. We include the tech and the tools, but we also want to include the most incredible training, the proven plan to follow from people who have done this before, which is why we created our special Teachable offer for today, which includes not only our Teachable Pro plan, which is by far our most popular plan. This is valued at $9.99 a year, but you can get it today for $99 a month. It comes with like pretty much every feature that we have available for you. And it's the same software used by all of these folks. So all of these people making multiple six figures, they are still paying us the same $99 a month. There's no like, we're not going to trap you with hidden fees. You just pay us the same $99 a month. Now, when you have the tools and the tech to create your course, you need that step-by-step plan to help you launch alongside it. Nick has a great question about corporate licenses. Nick, I'll get to that in the Q&A, okay? Now, that is why we created Teachable U. So our Teachable U program is our premier training program. This gives you everything you need to create, market, launch, and sell your own online courses. And it's designed to do this with a set learning path that should take you 90 days or less. Now, if you want to create a course, this is the fastest way to actually get it done. Now, here's what Teachable U contains, okay? So the Teachable U training consists of four premium courses that cover the 4 major phases of online course creation, okay? Wait, am I not seeing my screen here? Oh boy, all those beautiful slides, all those incredible slides, and you didn't see a single one of them. So the Teachable Pro plan, here are those people who pay $99 a month and we don't charge them more. You need the tools and the technology. Teachable U, it's incredible. We're gonna give you everything you need. Sorry, I just can't believe I messed that up, forgot to share my screen again. Oh man, I'm dying a little bit here, but thank you everyone. The Teachable U program really is the best course training program on the market. It gives you everything you need to get started with online courses in 90 days. So if you really do want to create like your online course, this is the fastest way to get it done. Again, this is data. Teachable U has data that we've gathered on the 4 major phases of training from all of our data. So from all of our tens of thousands of course creators, we have gathered their data and put them into courses like the first one, choose your course topic, which is the best way to actually accelerate, how am I going to how am I going to teach what I want to teach? So this one you learn, what is the transformation framework to actually figure out, okay, I want to teach people this, but I want to teach them what to do, not how to do it. Like it's a hard thing to understand until you take it. Then we walk you through case studies of different instructors and the topics they picked. Use our 4 foolproof techniques, identifying the transformation for students that you're going to help with, and then even help you with naming your course, okay? Now, this will help you feel confident knowing that as you contribute and create your content, knowing that your idea is the right one. Our next course is for the people in chat who say, hey, I'm just getting started. I don't have an audience yet. Is Teachable right for me? So this course is all about building your audience with online courses. This is taught by John. He sends our emails. He's sent tens of millions of emails, and he's an expert at this. So this goes over how you can build your audience with mini courses, with email courses. You're going to get case studies, and you're going to get 18 different types of content that you can use to get people's email addresses, okay? Building your audience that way. Now, after going through this training, you will have actually created an audience of fans who are ready and excited to buy your paid course. Now, after that, our third training is all about creating the course. So it goes into all the stuff we went today about the nuts and bolts of the platform, but it also goes into, how do I actually build the content? What is the content that I should be using? How should I be using this content? What should I be creating it as, etc.? So this is an incredibly jam-packed training that goes you through all the different things that you'll need to do in order to actually create a course, included for free today. Now, the nice thing is that after you've gone through this, you will have as a takeaway an actual course that's ready to launch and a beautiful website to manage your students and revenue. And the final training is the Launch Your Course training, taught by Melissa. And this is all about how you actually get your course out into the world. Now that you've actually built it, how do you get people to take it? So this training is all about launches, how to use course launches in order to, actually get people in the doors. Our magic formula for determining your income, how to, sell your course without being too salesy, and how to pick the right price. Not only that, it'll go over copywriting, setting up your checkout sequence, our launch plan over 30 days, upsells, etc. And this means that after you have done through this, you will be able to launch your first course, enroll your first students, and generate your first real revenue. Now, here's the thing. It's not just trainings. It's resources like checklists, templates, email scripts, and course launch calendars. And you go through all of them at your own pace, so they'll fit into your schedule easily. And here's my favorite thing. So after you go through those 4 trainings, Teachable U remains an incredible value because you get live streamed monthly trainings with some of our fantastic partners, covering everything from Facebook ads to filming beautiful course videos to creating irresistible offers. On top of that, we're including as a bonus the replays from our Course Creation Summit. So we did this summit last year with some of the best and brightest minds in the industry. The replays are only available if you joined us on the summit. Normally we sell them at $500, but we got a special license from the speakers to include the summit replays for people who joined us on the webinar today. So you're going to have summit replays from Mariah Cause, from myself, from Ilana K. Valia, Jessica Tor, Michelle Schroeder-Gardner, Lauren Malian, and Regina Anajanu. These are all going to be included for free alongside all the extra workshops to keep growing your business. So here's what you get when you join us today. You get Teachable's monthly pro plan. That includes the Teachable core curriculum, the Teachable U 4 courses, the course creation templates, monthly live streaming trainings, on-demand access to advanced partner trainings. It's all included when you join us today for $99 a month. Now, this would be a great deal if you were paying a lot of money for it. But with Teachable, here's why we're able to afford to give this away for $99 a month. When you upgrade to our Pro plan, which again is $99 a month, just click on the button up above this video. We're going to give you the full course and all the bonuses as a gift. Now, we do have another plan, which is $39 a month. It still has some features, like you can still use, webhooks and trip content, but there's things like a transaction fee, like, 5% transaction fee when you make sales. So it really is for more for folks who are dipping their toe in the water. Now, the Pro plan tends to be the right plan for most people. Isabel has a very good question. She says, the site says the Pro plan is $79 a month. Isabel, that's if you pay annually. If you pay monthly, it's $99 a month. If you pay annually, it's $79 a month paid up front. So that's why Isabel brought that up. So here's what to do now if you're ready. Just select your plan above to buy the bundle now. And I've already seen a bunch of upgrades come through. So thank you to everyone who's done that. But I know that there are people on the fence. And it's to you that I want to speak, because I want to let you know that we have the world's best money back guarantee. You can take 30 days to go through everything. Set up your school, download everything. And if by the end of 30 days you decide that Teachable isn't perfect for you, you can downgrade your plan or cancel, and we will give you a full refund. And no questions asked. We're not going to be like, sorry, you have to wait till Thursday. That's when our retention department is open. And then they hang up on you. No, we just give you your money back. It's that simple. Now, this is our way of making this risk-free so that everyone can create courses. And Bosedia says, will I pay a transaction fee if my course is free? No, we don't charge any transaction fees for free courses. Absolutely not. You can teach for free as many people as you want. But it still gets better. This is only on the Pro plan. Our live group coaching calls, we're including this as a bonus only for people who join us on the Pro plan while watching this webinar. So you have to be watching this live. I'm sorry to people watching the replay. You have to be watching this live, and you have to upgrade to Pro. You're going to get 8 weeks of our live group coaching calls. So that's me smiling right there. I'm the person who leads these calls. I love doing them. I do these every week at 2 p.m. on Fridays, and they're an incredible, incredible asset. So this will be me, you, and between 5 and 10 other course creators typically. We talk about your issues. We go over your successes. We give you feedback on your marketing, on your tech, on your tools. It's an incredible networking and business building community, and you get 8 weeks of access to these for free when you join us on Pro today. And then finally, here's the whole list of everything you can get today. Teachable U core curriculum, course creation templates, a full year of access to, actually that is the wrong slide. I'm just going to skip that. But Abby, here's what she has to say. This is not the wrong slide. I think I copied in the different slide from another webinar. Sorry about that, folks. But Abby, what she said is when she joined us, she had been creating online courses before without much success on Teachable. And then she says, this time I decided to host my course on Teachable. I just launched my first course and made $41,000 in sales. It's still a little bit crazy to me, and I can't express how happy I am to have been with Teachable. Now, here's what Julia says. I finally hit the 5-figure mark with my online course launch. So this was with her first ever launch. She paid for Teachable for 12 years. That's how much Teachable she paid for with one single launch. Okay. Now, so here's what you have to do in order to get the bundle. Just select your plan above to buy the bundle now. You're going to go to a page that looks like this where you upgrade. It'll give you this fun little welcome banner. You're going to get immediate access to all the bonuses. And why is this so good? Why aren't we just selling this if it's such a good price? The answer is that we're a software company. We succeed when you make money and you're successful. We found that we ultimately make the most money by making as many people successful as possible. That's why we're able to give these bonuses and these resources away to people who join us on paid plans. Now, if you need help, we offer live chat support 7 days a week with a team based right here in the United States. This is about a third of the team. It's actually a lot bigger than this. So we are here standing by to help you. We have live chat support on the Pro plan, live ticket support on all the other plans. So we're here to help you. Now, here's a testimonial from Angela. After she hit her 10,000th student, we sent her a little gift, a t-shirt. And this is what she had to say when she saw it. She said, I'm thankful for the awesome power of the internet, for a passion I get to share with my students, and for a platform that lets me do it my way. So our live Q&A is starting now and going for the next 15 minutes or so. So ask us all your questions in the chat so we can get you started with confidence. And all right, everyone, we are live. So ask us your questions. We are live. Ask us your questions. We want to make sure that you are getting started with confidence. So first of all, a virtual high five to everyone who's joined us so far. By the way, when you join us, again, let us know in the chat so we can welcome you and make sure to expedite your bonuses. But thank you. Okay, so Princess says, can we add Facebook pixels on the basic plan? Prince says yes, but you're going to have the same issues as elsewhere. So on the basic plan, we charge a 5% transaction fee, etc. That doesn't change with the basic plan. Freddie says, can you set a time limit to watch the video, like only viewable for 48 hours? So Freddie, you can't do that automatically, but you can very easily unpublish the video after 48 hours so that people can't watch it. Lynn says, what is the transaction fee for the upgrade plan? So Lynn, there's no transaction fee on Pro. Teachable doesn't charge a transaction fee. The credit card companies will still charge a transaction fee because they got to make money somehow. But when you sell a $100 course on Teachable, Teachable doesn't take that money. The credit card companies will take like 2.9%, but Teachable doesn't take anything on the Pro plan. Now, I will say that you have the option to have us handle payment processing services for you, like paying taxes for you and handling EU VAT for you, we charge 2% for that if you want us to do that, but that is optional. So Malin says, what about the business level? So Malin, the business level is a little bit of a niche plan. It's for people who do a ton of revenue because we don't charge that extra little 2% on business, even if we're doing the payment processing. And it also gives you a much bigger team. The pro plan gives you 5 admins. The business plan gives you 100. So it really is meant for larger businesses. Okay, so Steve says, if one of my partners sells a course and collects some money, how does it work to give them access? Or does it have to go through payment processing? So Steve, if you're getting paid for a course outside of Teachable, like if someone is, paying you via check, or someone, gives you cash at a conference and you want to give them a course, you can just give them a 100% off coupon that they can use to enroll for free. That would be the simplest thing. So Kendra says, is there a class in Teachable U to help us create our homepage and launch page? Yes, that is done in the Create Your Course training and the Launch Your Course training. New York says, is the tax handling available? So New York, we do tax handling on different plans. We just charge much higher fees on cheaper plans. Excuse me. Quinn says, can you upload a file PowerPoint and record a voiceover on it? So Quinn, the way you would do that is you actually record that on your computer. So in the computer, what you do is, in the computer, it's like a Zoolander. In PowerPoint, you can actually record a video of you doing the presentation and record the audio, record the audio of you narrating that, okay? Okay, so the next thing is, Moni says, how many people have access to take the webinar at once? So Moni, an unlimited number of people can take your courses at once. There's no limit. Roberta says, can you do Instagram and Facebook Live? Roberta, yes, you can. Those aren't things that people typically use like inside Teachable. People typically view Instagram videos on Instagram. I don't see any reason why you couldn't, though. Steve is in. Thank you, Steve. Great to have you. Virtual high five and real high five. Okay, so Dallas says, can students select a pay in full or a payment plan? Yes, you can give them multiple pricing options so that they're able to select, pay in full or a payment plan, something like that. And by the way, everyone watching this, I want to make sure that you're watching this in good quality. So again, if you're watching this, I would highly suggest making sure we're reviewing this at 720p. So you're watching this right now. Click the gear icon on the bottom right, and then change the resolution to 720 or 1080p HD. Like I'll do 1080, and it'll be much, much sharper and easier to see. All right, fantastic. So more great questions in the chat. So somebody says in the chat, where did that go? Miriam says, can I set a time limit for people to access the program? So Miriam, there's no built-in way to have someone only have, like 6 weeks of access or something. If you want people to have limited access, we've found that people have a lot more success actually selling it as a subscription. So they can, if you want to stay longer than 2 months, then they just keep on paying for it. So that's what we recommend, is actually setting it as a subscription instead of trying to do it time limited. Okay, so Miriam says, can I limit what course material can be downloaded? Miriam, yes, you can make things downloadable or undownloadable. That's not a problem. You can have them take a quiz multiple times or have it only available once. That's up to you. And they see the correct answer when they take it. I believe that. They don't download data unless they fill out a GDPR request. There's no like student download data area. Tian says, do you have a commission on sales for each course we sell on your site? So Tian, again, we don't charge transaction fees. Credit card companies do. On the basic plan, we do charge a 5% fee. On the pro plan, we don't charge anything, but there is the option to pay us 2% for us to do additional services for you. Okay, so Betsy says, is Teachable compatible with Square Cash? So Betsy, we work with a very similar product called Stripe. They should give you the same rates as Square. Amy says, can you host multiple courses with one page? Yes, absolutely. So let me just show you an example. So I'm going to go, for instance, to courses.smartpassiveincome.com. This is Pat Flynn's site. Pat Flynn is a well-known blogger, and he uses Teachable for his courses. So when I'm on his site, when I'm at courses.smartpassiveincome.com, I can see all of the courses he has, Smart from Scratch, Power Up Podcasting, and 1, 2, 3 Affiliate Marketing. And this goes out to the person who says in the chat, they were like, can I sell a course for more than $99? Yeah, Pat's doing this for $800, $600, $250. So yeah, you can have premium price courses on Teachable. Make that money, please. Okay, so Lynn says, thank you. I'm currently using some other competitor. This is a lot nicer. Lynn, that's what we like to hear from people coming from competitors. Tamara says, Teachable seems to be a great platform. Thanks. Thanks for the information and a lively presentation. So people are asking about nonprofit pricing. So we actually do offer 20% off for qualified nonprofits. So if you are a qualified nonprofit, please email us at support@teachable.com and we will give you a discount coupon. However, if you're interested in upgrading today, then please upgrade above the video and we will give you a discount on your further payments and also give you a refund on this one. So if you're a nonprofit interested in the plan, you should upgrade now, but email support@teachable.com to mention the nonprofit discount and ask how that can be applied. I mentioned that we work with lots and lots of nonprofits, like Mozilla, for instance. Mozilla is one of Teachable's customers. They use us for training thousands and thousands of people all across the country in Mozilla clubs. So Teachable is used all the time by nonprofits. So it's definitely a great use case. Excuse me, just got a cough. Have a little sip of kombucha. Delicious. I'm not paid by Big Kombucha. Okay, so Jacqueline says, is Teachable primarily for very large audiences? So Jacqueline, no, it's not. Even if your audience is a couple of dozen or a couple of hundred people, Teachable can be a great way to expand your business with your existing audience. So if you currently have, a couple of hundred people who have paid you for one-on-one consulting services, lots of those people will sign up for a premium membership with you where you give them ongoing support via a bi-weekly coaching call. That isn't even something that you have to spend a ton of time building, but Teachable will be able to process the payments for it, send people links for it. We'd be able to handle that all. Okay, so Malin says, if we have students today and we want to move everything over, can we control where in the students' courses students are? So Malin, you can import the students back over to your, into Teachable. There's no way to import them from another platform and say, in this platform, they've done this, this, and this. So in Teachable, you should mark them as having already done this, this, and this. Simply put, Teachable and other systems, like learning systems, we might not be exactly the same in how we organize things. So we can't import their progress, but you can import the student over and you can put them into the course, but you can't update their percentages. Okay, so and Kendra says, we already purchased a basic plan. Can we still get a nonprofit discount? Kendra, yes. Just reach out to support@teachable.com. California says, I can't see my question. How many schools can we have? You can have as many schools as you want. So just to go again, a school is a course website. Your school contains unlimited courses. Most people are fine with one school. You only need another school if you have a separate brand that needs its own domain. It can't live on your main school. So schools, you can have as many as you want, but they're paid for separately. So if one school is on the pro plan and you create a new one, you'll have to upgrade that one as well. So Felicia says, if a company wants to buy my course and has 50 employees wanting to take it, can I upload 50 students at once? Okay, so this is actually a fantastic question. So I wanted to show you specifically this is how you can sell in bulk. So if you sell to businesses and corporations a lot, this is a fantastic way to do it. So let me go to courses.startwithwhy.com. Is this the one I was thinking of, or was it someone? Yes, here it is. So Simon Sinek, he teaches these TED Talks. Simon Sinek, he does these TED Talks about starting with why or finding your why. So if you want to take his course, which is on Teachable at courses.startwithwhy.com, what he does is he sets up multiple pricing options. So I get access for myself, or I can get a group license here. So I can do 11 licenses for $16.50 versus the single price for $150. And someone from his team, whenever this happens, they reach out to the person who buys and they give them the appropriate number of license codes. So they give them, if this is a 10-person coupon code, they give them a single coupon code that's valid for 10 uses. So you can do this sort of enterprise licensing very, very easily, built right into Teachable. Okay, so Adam Lund says, deal breaker for me, can Teachable manage courses that might have a prerequisite? So Adam, here's a very important question. What is the prerequisite? Is the prerequisite something that happens outside of Teachable? Or is a prerequisite that they have taken a course in Teachable? Because depending on how you do this, there are ways to set this up. Typically, Adam, the way that it's done is by making the course private and then sending the link only to people who have met the prerequisite. Jose says, how do you prevent people from sharing their subscription with others? Jose, let me ask you a question. Let's say that you want to publish a book you go to a publisher, they say, Jose, we're really excited. This book sounds great. I can't wait to get it started. And you say, okay, sir, I'm very interested. But if you publish my book, how will you prevent people from lending that book to their friends so that they can't read it? That's a serious question. Like, is this something that you would ask a publisher? Is this something that you would be worried about if you were making a movie or writing a book or, putting out pamphlets and stuff like that? I know it's a scary thing. Like, how do I prevent people from sharing their subscriptions? At the end of the day, you can track the number of logins that students have, and you can remove someone who it seems like they're logging in way too much to be one person. But if you are going to be spending hours and hours and hours trying to track down like some random person who's like sharing their the course with their friend, instead of spending those hours actually trying to get more people into your course, you're looking at this the whole wrong way around. Or in other words, if you're spending more time trying to keep people out of your course than get people into your course, you're doing something really wrong. So, Bjorn says, so a company has 10 employees that could take my course. What prevents? Yeah, Bjorn, again, see above. We track the number of logins that people have. But Bjorn, just like if you're publishing a book, at the end of the day, when they control the object that you're giving them, just like an online course, like it's their computer, they're watching it. We can't keep them, even if they were to buy one copy and we had all these crazy restrictions, they could just take pictures of the screen with their phones. There's really nothing that you can do in order to 100% block someone from sharing your content. But you should remove people if you suspect it. You should watermark your content, and you should find ways of adding value to your content that you can't copy. So for instance, someone might be able to download your PDFs, but if you have a weekly live group coaching call, you can't have all 50 people from the company show up as one person. So there are ways of adding value that make it a lot harder for you to, for someone to kind of take advantage of it. But I'll say again, we see this happen very, very rarely. I really want to spend your time thinking about this. Now, very good question. So Hunter says 2 GB video limit. Hunter, that's per file. So you can upload 1,000 files. The only restriction is that each of them have to be 2 GB or smaller. Okay, so Chantel says, not sure if I'm working with a partner to create the course, is there a way to pay both our business accounts? So Chantel, the answer is yes. So what you would do is you would set yourself up as the school owner and set the other person on the back end as the author of the course, and then send them up to get a 50% revenue share. So what Teachable will then do is we'll send you 50% and we'll send them 50%. So it's totally possible. MOD says that speaking of book, if there's a book that goes with the course can be sold via Teachable, yes. We don't have a way to put in shipping addresses and select how many quantities of this book do you want. So we're not meant for physical products, but you can absolutely do it. Most people do that when when someone buys their expensive knitting course, then they get an automatic email to put in their shipping address, that kind of thing. So Adam says, can you flag a user on your end if you're logging in from different devices? So Adam, here's something that's kind of interesting. What we found is that a random person taking an online course might log in with 6 or 7 different devices and up to 30 or 40 different IP addresses within just a couple of weeks of taking the course. Just because people will go to their a home computer and they'll use that. They're going to access the course on their phones. They're going to log in on their friend's phone to be like, yo, check out this really cool course I got. They're going to, go to their parents' house and it's going to be a different IP address because it's on their Wi-Fi network instead. So all the ways of identifying these different people tend to actually be real pains in the ass for students. So if you want to deactivate someone after they've logged in 10 times, even a regular person who's not doing any login sharing, they're going to hit that limit pretty quickly. So we don't want to do anything to interfere with the student experience. Okay, so Anna says to use PayPal. So Anna, we do use PayPal. We can pay you out via a variety of methods. If you're in the US or Canada, we can pay you out via direct bank transfer. If you're outside the US or Canada, you can link your own Stripe account, or we can pay you out via PayPal. So there's a few different options. Jose, is choose the right answer the only quiz type available? Yes, but Jose, we also integrate with all the major quiz providers out there, like Brillium, ClassMarker, ProProfs. We integrate with all of them. So Terry says, what webinar platform are you using right now? It's very clear. So Terry, we're using YouTube Live, which is ran on our custom webinar app. So This is our webinar app, or at least one part of it. This is our video broadcast station. That feeds into our webinar app over here. This is the admin backend of the app. Like, this is what I'm seeing on the admin backend of the app. And then we also have the built-in play pages and even the built-in, registration pages. This is all built into our own webinar app right here. So we built all of this, and we would love to push this out to more people. It's just kind of complicated, so it's for internal use only right now. Richard from Austin says student downloads. Richard, students can download things. You can turn that on or off, and you can create, downloadables for them. It's up to you, but yeah, we can host content for download. Tamara says, I feel like it's bordering on harassment. Don't worry, Tamara, or Tamara. I don't want to mispronounce your name, but you're not harassing me. There's just so many questions that I missed some, but please do ask them again. So Tamara says, I feel like it's bordering on harassment. Could you please give me an answer about grading and saving progress of my students? So Tamara, you don't need to grade your students. Like, students, the only thing that has a grade in Teachable are their quizzes, and those are graded automatically. So their progress is also tracked automatically. Like, when they complete a lecture, that takes them from 95% to 100% complete. Like, we do this all automatically. So if they have like work that needs to be assessed, like if they have an essay that you need to review, that would happen outside of Teachable. You would just inside the course, you would put, hey, can you, here's a link to our class Dropbox folder. Can you upload your essay here so that I can take a look? Okay. So Jacqueline says payment for instructors. So when you set up your course, at some point you're prompted to set up payment for the instructor. Yes, that's correct. You can start accepting payments right away, even without setting up payments. We'll just process the money for you, and then we'll pay them to your PayPal whenever you want. So Nikki says, Lauren says, we have a pro account. We use webinar app. Lawrence, I wish. Suzanne says, where can I learn more about MIDI courses? Suzanne, that will be in the Building Your Audience Teachable You course. We have an entire course about building your audience using mini courses and email courses. So Moni says, do you ever offer this for people that are working that want to add a side hustle? Moni, so you're going to get a link to a replay. You can share that replay link with anyone if they want to watch this, okay? Now, good question from Sam. Sam is asking us about copyright. So Sam, first of all, very important, I am not a lawyer. I am not a lawyer. I am not licensed to practice law in any state, in any country, in any part of the union. But I do know a decent amount of this stuff. I was a photographer in a past life. Intellectual property is interesting to me. So what I will say is this. There are exceptions, and this is, by the way, I'm talking about the U.S. only. I have no idea what the laws are like in other parts of the world. I'm talking about the U.S. only. In the U.S., you are able to use other people's material in limited ways under a doctrine called fair use. So as an educator, for instance, you might be able to, take a few paragraphs of a page from Harry Potter and then show, how might you translate, this funny word about magic, that kind of thing. That would be okay typically. What would not be okay typically is posting all of Harry Potter in your course and just being like, oh, and here's also the Spanish version of Harry Potter. Like, there has to be a very clear and legitimate educational use for it, and it has to be as limited as possible. So again, a few paragraphs might be okay, but like pages and pages and pages, not okay. So while you're creating your course, if you're serious about this and you're worried about this, I would take just an hour and review some stuff with a lawyer. It could be very useful for you. But by and large, if you were using very limited amounts of things in a solely educational context, then you should be okay under fair use in the United States only. I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. This does not represent Teachable's opinion. Okay, so in any case, MOD signed up for Pro. Virtual high five, real high five. Love it. Okay, so Kendra says, can we do live classes for things to be pre-recorded? They can be both. Most courses on Teachable are pre-recorded, but they often have a live component. So there's a lot of pre-recorded materials, but then there's a way for you to join a live coaching call like every 2 weeks. Nikki says, I feel confident that I can start my course this weekend. Nikki, that's awesome. Virtual high five, real high five. Lauren says, but do you play one on TV? Lawrence, I don't play anyone on TV. However, here's a huge digression from anything related to Teachable. So I had some friends who were in a band back in college, and their band has now blown up. So it's called Charlie Bliss. So Charlie Bliss is my friend's band, and I was in a trilogy of music videos by Charlie Bliss way back in the day. So if you want to see my claim to fame, search for Charlie Bliss on YouTube, and if you find a song that says Love Me, the first part of the Soft Serve trilogy, you're going to see this nice little music video of me riding a tandem bicycle alone. So there's 3 music videos. It's very exciting. That is nothing related to Teachable, but just to show again, this is live. This is not some weird recording. We're all in on this. All right, so Julian says, is there a function where students can upload a video photo of their proof of work? So Julian, they can upload photos right into Teachable. If it's videos, they would need to put that somewhere else and just drop a link. So California says, what does upgrade to basic mean? So California, if you've been using Teachable without paying us, so there's like a way you can use some of our features and just kind of try things out with no payment. That's what it means, upgrade to basic, okay? Okay, so Nikki says, I'm not sure if you answered this already because I had to stop and take a call, but are you able to incorporate live streaming applications? Yes, absolutely, 100%. Okay, so Jack, this is hilarious. Yeah, I know. I get recognized on the street now occasionally from people who like indie bands. They're like, yo, are you in that Charlie Bliss video? So Terry says, I'm creating my school. Can it be set up to offer individual modules folks can purchase? Terry, yes, that's not a problem at all. Absolutely, you can have individual modules that folks can purchase. So California, that plan that I mentioned, that's like, it allows you to try out some of the features of Teachable, but you can't even like email your students. It's very much kind of like a limited way to try out like the look and feel and see how things work. Okay, so Jackie says, do we receive ideas regarding the best equipment such as video cameras, mics, etc.? So Jackie, we do include recommendations on that in our Teachable U series. David and Joanne from Champions for Life, can the Teachable platform perform in multiple languages? I switch from English to French. So David, most people on Teachable, their content is in one language. If you want to do multiple languages, often they'll simply just let me say this. The interface of your school can only be in one language at a time. So login is always going to say login. There's no way to click a drop down and have that say, connexion for French. But the course content can be in any language. So if you're okay with the interface being in like simple English, or you can even, reduce things further, you can change all the terms, but the course content can be in any language. If the interface needs to be in multiple languages, then you can have multiple schools, each in a separate language. Our support team can help you with that. Like they'll copy over content for you. Okay, Kathy says, do I need to code? No. Ella says, can I upload Captivate files? Yes, but we're not SCORM compliant, so they're just going to show up as a resource to download. Like nothing's actually going to happen to them. Terry says, are individual teachers set up as JV partners or owners? So Terry, you can set people as owners of the school, like administrators, or you can set them as authors, where they only have privileges on one course. So that's really up to you. Nikki says, can you segment students within the same course? For example, the VIP students get different access from basic. So Nikki, depends on how you're doing this. Like, are you talking about giving them access to more things within Teachable, or are they getting like bonus content outside of Teachable? It's possible. It's not like a feature built right in, like with this plan, then also give them this stuff, but it's definitely doable. Kathy says, I'm sorry, I'm trying to pay it as a box to indicate a code. So Kathy, you can leave the coupon code box blank. That's not, we just leave it on there just in case, but you can leave that blank. Terry says, can refunds be issued easily if necessary? Yes, you can refund this. You can refund students' purchases at any time you want, as long as it's within 30 days of the sale. After 30 days from the sale, you would have to send them the money manually. Nikki says bonus content within Teachable. So Nikki, you could set up, the way you would do that with Teachable would probably be a bundle. So Teachable has course bundles. So let's say your overall learning content, you've got 10 pieces of learning content. You could set up one bundle at $50 that contains the first 2 pieces, one bundle at $200 that contains, the first 5 pieces, and one bundle at $200 that contains all 10 pieces, okay? So you would set that up probably using bundling. So Adam says, how easy is it to move content between courses? So Adam, it's not, you actually would have to upload it again. So I actually recommend uploading things to Dropbox first, because you can import from Dropbox into Teachable, and that's just about instant. Jude says, if I want to teach a course in Spanish, If for Latin America, is it possible? Yes, Jude, completely possible. Now, your end, the administrator side, that is in English, but for the students, they can be in Spanish. So just as a quick example, I'm going to show you as an example Acadavor. So if I go to acadavor.com, this is a teachable website all about, I believe it's like technology. Like Power BI, which is something I don't think I would understand if it was in English, but this is entirely in Spanish, completamente en español. So when you log in, you ingresar. So no matter what language you want to teach in, yeah, your students, they're not going to have an issue with it. All right, now we're back. Okay, Johanna says should think in Spanish. Colombia is the second country in Latin America with the highest growth. Johanna, we completely agree, and that's why we're available in Spanish. Just on the admin side, people creating the courses, that's in English. Bjorn says, can you recommend a screen recording software? So Bjorn, for Mac, we recommend ScreenFlow, and for PC, we recommend Camtasia. There we go. Okay, Lauren says, how many languages do you speak? So Lawrence, I only speak English and French, but I speak a few words of a lot of languages. I say welcome in a lot of language. Steve, you can make the split whatever percentage you want. Nick says, what's the difference between business and pro? Nick, business is really kind of a niche one. That's for people who are doing a ton of volume over our gateway because we don't charge a payment processing fee for our payment processing services like handling taxes. We don't charge that on the business plan. It also allows you to have up to 100 admins, so it's for people with very large teams. So those are the main ones who really benefit from that plan. Yep, Isabel, it's automatic with the app. Denise, if we upgrade another day, we'll be able to get the same special offer. So Denise, there is one thing which you won't get outside of today, which is the live group coaching calls on Pro. Everything else you'll be able to get from the replay. Okay, so Lawrence says, if there are hard consumables and need to complete the course, what is the best way to get them to acquire the materials? So Lawrence, depends on what the materials are. Is it something that could be reasonably included with the cost of your course? Like, for instance, if you're selling a sewing course, could you add a version that's $100 more where you ship them like a cheap sewing machine? That kind of thing. If not, then, just make it clear that if you want to participate in the course, you need the materials. At a certain point, someone who is going to take a learn to swim course online, they need to have access to water, Okay, so Nick Reynolds says, what are custom user roles in business? So Nick, this comes into like the bigger team thing. You can set up custom user roles in the business plan, which will give people the ability to create someone who can access finances and do refunds without being able to edit course content, that kind of thing. Nick says, custom, okay, yeah, I understand. Steve says, you are really good at this. Oh, Steve, that means a lot. Thank you. I've been doing so many hundreds of these webinars over the years. I would hope so. Lawrence says, is it possible to add pictures to questions? Lawrence, it is. You would just embed those with HTML. So you click on the image from wherever you have this, you upload it to a website, and you have to put in the embed code for that. So most people don't do that because most people will just, honestly, they will put the image above the quiz and like the text part and call it, figure A. And then in the quiz, they'll just say in figure A, etc. That's what I recommend. Kendra says, can you do a webinar on Teachable? Yes, you could do a webinar on Teachable. So I'm just going to drop a support article in here about webinars on Teachable. Webinar... adding a webinar live video stream. So here's our support article about this right here. So Malin, it doesn't matter how many students you have. You should be fine on Pro. James says, can I integrate this onto my website or WordPress blog? James, absolutely. So just as a quick example, so I'm going to show you, how about ultimatecourses.com. So ultimatecourses.com, these are some incredible tech training courses taught by Todd Motto. He's a developer. So this is a website. I believe it's built on WordPress. But then when you go to courses.ultimatecourses.com, or sorry, it's platform. I keep on forgetting. Platform.ultimatecourses.com. That takes you to his Teachable site. So Teachable is integrated right into his site from ultimatecourses.com to platform.ultimatecourses.com. It goes from WordPress over to Teachable. Lawrence says, what about prompts explaining the correct answer? So Lawrence, Those aren't on our quizzes. Our quizzes don't have a prompt explaining it, simply because we have retakes. So we don't want to have like, long prompts and then retakes. Adam says, thanks for the overview. This is super helpful. I'm going to be a Moodle to Teachable convert. Moodle has been such a pain for back-end maintenance. Adam, I hear you. I've worked with lots of folks who have come over from Moodle. Julian is interested in finding out what people are interested in learning. So Julian, you should think of all first what you're interested in teaching, and then look at stuff like this. So course topic. I'm going to find you a great blog article that we have about this. So here we go. Finding a course idea that will make money. Drop this in. Terry, yes, quizzes are available on the basic, but they're ungraded, so people can just take them as many times as they want, and you don't actually know how they do. If you want the courses to have compliance, like, make the user take the quiz and give it a grade, that has to be on Pro. Julian, I just dropped the link into there. I'm not sharing the screen. Suzanne, how long is a typical course? Suzanne, the typical course might have several hours of content. Okay, so the cool thing about this, though, several hours of content. In addition to that, you would have stuff that they do that goes beyond that. So you might have a couple of hours of video, but you might say, go out and try this activity, which might take them a couple of hours. California says, can I sell a software application inside a course? Yeah, sure. Teachable isn't built for that, but I guess it's possible. Nikki says, does Teachable have an affiliate program? Yes, it does. Teachable.com/affiliates. Check it out. New York says a resource link for setting up group licenses. Terry's just signed up. Awesome, Terry. Virtual high five. New York, a resource link for group licenses. Let me find this over for you. Group license. Coupons for organizations and bulk purchasers. Here we go. Hunter, pre-selling a course is totally possible on Teachable. People do it all the time. I'm going to link you an article about that. All right. So Veda says, when they make a payment plan, the course is available immediately. Veda, the course is available immediately, but you can set up a drip if you would like. Tom, yes, you're going to get a link automatically with a replay. Nikki, if someone misses a payment in the payment plan, we remove them from the course automatically. We retry a few times. We send you an email every time we retry, and after 3 retries, we remove them. Lawrence, I can say a little bit more about Drip. Drip is a way for you to set up time releases to your content. So if someone signs up on, March 1st, for instance, you can set up so they get the first piece of content immediately, the next one a week later, the next one a week later, the next one a month later, etc. You can also do it based off a specific date. So everyone buys, but then the course starts on March 1st, and then it continues on March 8th, and then et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. New York's is super helpful, loving the updates and resources. Awesome. And it is about time to wrap this up. This is, Jacqueline says, where to locate the drip option. So Jacqueline, as long as you're on the basic or pro plan, when you're in the admin view of a course, if you click on drip on the left-hand sidebar. So I'm in a course in the admin. I click on drip on the left-hand sidebar. This will take me into the drip settings where I can set up the schedule. And then I can even set up a custom email announcement to the student when it goes out. California says, thanks for explaining drip. You talk funny. You know what? I will take that as a compliment. Jacqueline is signing up. Awesome. Okay. So Johanna says, Cameron, thank you very much. Like your platform could contact someone to get more information about payment methods. So Johanna, the main way people pay on Teachable is by a credit card or bank card. So if people can pay with a bank card, then that would work. Again, any bank card should work. If they need to pay with mobile payment or boletos or I was in Colombia. I can't remember. It's like you pay over time. Like it's like like when you're at the gas station, you pay. Do you want to pay in like four? It's like four something. I can't remember what it is. They give you option to pay over time. That kind of stuff isn't built into Teachable. So you would have to find a provider who integrates with that, and you can set up some integrations that way. Julian, if you want to get everything available in today's offer, Pro is the only way to go. Basic will get most of the bonuses, but won't get things like the 8 weeks of group coaching call. Malaya says, Teachable is a million times better than ever thought. How I appreciate your presentation. So Jacqueline says, help. Base upgrades reads 29 on the site, but 39 here. So Jacqueline, that's just a question of monthly versus annual. If you want to pay for Teachable month by month, it's 39 a month. If you want to pay for Teachable for a full year, it's 29 a month, but you just pay up front at the beginning. And it's about time for us to wrap this up. So I just wanted to end by thanking everyone, because at the end of the day, there's lots of people out there interested in online courses, but not many people who will take the time to learn. So on behalf of myself and on behalf of everyone else here at Teachable, thank you so much, everyone. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. All right, take care.